Well, hi, it's Greg Ritchie here at Citizens Financial. Hope all is well. Regularly, we do this scripted webinar Wednesday. We talk about one product. I go through it, try to be very efficient for your time frames during lunch. This will be a little different, and we kind of be more of the coffee and relax and have a different format, kind of more flowing. Our presentation that will attach in the links below, or you can go online. We have a whole section you can add PDFs. You get the more detailed information, all information, and a lot more content, bullet points. But really, it's kind of address some of the misnomers, some of the issues we have, and where we're currently at in the housing market and affordability problem statewide. We have a great footprint on the Bay Area, Northern California, Los Angeles, the IE area, due to having loan officers that work out there. So we have a good footprint of what's going on, not just in our little neck of the woods, our zip code, area code, but throughout California. So let's jump back about a year and a half ago. We had this program. I was super excited. I was running around trying to buy about our DPA program we have, which is very different than CalHFA. With CalHFA, you get a first mortgage at 96.5% FHA. You get a second mortgage through My Home. Then you get a ZIP, zero interest loan to help pay for closing costs. So you end up with 3 loans. That's awesome. Helps you get the house with little to no money down, a couple $1,000 average client. If you get seller close house credit, hey, you're in there. Problem is you have 3 loans. Now, rates were super low a year and a half ago to a year ago. It was laughable to say, why would I take a DPA product at 6%, 7%? That's unheard of. I can get a regular mortgage at 5 or the high 4s. Well, times have changed. So all of a sudden, when you have the 30-year mortgages in both FHA and conventional creep up to now seeing normal rates in the high 7s, and the low 8s, 8.125, 8.25. Well, our program hasn't changed, but what has is the value prop of what we have. So when rates were a lot lower, using FHA at 6%, why would you want to take a rate a point and a half higher? I wouldn't. But now that spread, that margin, the difference of a traditional FHA, traditional DPA program and ours is so minimal, the value is so huge. Here's an example of how it works. If you're an officer, first responder, you're a teacher, educator, you could be a retired teacher, educator, first responder, EMT, or the above, and qualify. Qualifications are super simple. Let's say that typically it is your first home buyer. That's the guideline for everybody. If you're a first home buyer, you qualify. Okay, you can also be a first home buyer and have one of those titles. You qualify again for another level. There's no income restrictions. So if you're a first home buyer and you're also one of those job titles, you have no income restrictions at all for our product. It is absolutely amazing. If you are not a first home buyer, then if you're one of those titles, you qualify. Some people will be qualified where they don't own a home now. They owned a home a year and a half ago. So under traditional guidelines, it's 3 years to become a first home buyer in America using the Fannie Mae Freddie Mac DU guidelines. So you could have sold a house a year and a half ago. Instead of waiting a year and a half to become a first home buyer again, you can come to us with a DPA program and say, listen, I work as an EMT in Chino Hills or Sacramento, California. I want to get back in the housing market. Great. Don't wait. Come to us. We'll give you 100% financing, a 96.5% first mortgage, that 3.5%. There's programs out there that are giving you 100% financing. Come to us. They're giving you a second mortgage that is 2% higher than the first. Okay? So the first mortgage is 8.125 or 8.250, which is the standard rate now. Sorry for all the DPA programs. So now you have a 10.5 or 10.25% rate on your second. And that second requires a payment monthly. That's not fun. You have a first mortgage of 8.250, your second mortgage at 10.250, and you're paying on both of them. That's not a fun day. Our program, you have one mortgage, 8.250. The second, 100% of the down payment requirement is put as a lien, just like a second mortgage lien, but there's no payment required monthly. Pretty cool, right? So no payment required. After 6 payments, which takes 7 months, when you buy a house to make 6 payments, typically, the lien's removed. Like that, the debt's forgiven, it's pulled off of your chain of title, and voila, you have equity in your house. Other programs like the Dream for All is coming back. I will talk about that another day. Let's say you do the exact same situation. Hey, I want to buy a house, I qualify for $500,000. Hey, they're gonna give me $200,000 above that. Now I buy a house $700,000. You pay them back first. It might take you 10 years to pay back $200,000 of equity. Our program, you buy less home, but guess what? At 6 months, you have more equity than they want in 10 years. Please do the right thing, review the right programs, make sure it makes sense for you. Maybe it does for someone else, but I'd rather have a house that's valued in an area that I can't afford and have more equity in 6 months than someone else will have in a decade. Smart money, right? Just do the right thing, don't get over leveraged. Back to our program. So the second is forgiven. It's huge. Now, you can also layer this with an FHA. You find a house in a neighborhood, in a city, they're like, wow, this is exactly where I want to live, but that house is a hot mess. It needs work. You can then layer this program with our FHA 203K program. So you go to the property with your realtor, with your contractor, you guys all get together, go to the house, figure out what it needs. Here's the contractor slip. Here's your purchase contract from your realtor. You bring it all to us, you bring it together, turn it in, voila. You get that house the way you want it. They roll in all the costs and fix it into the purchase price, and that's under our DPA program. As long as it fits under your FHA loan limits for the county, you're good to go. You can buy that house 100% financing using DPA, financing 100% of the work that can be covered by FHA 203K, which can be a lot. And there you go. You can also ask for seller's credit from the seller or the home builder. So let's say, wow, so the down payment's covered by you guys, but closing costs are too expensive. You find out how much closing costs are by us providing you a loan estimate. You then ask for a seller paid closing cost credit to cover hopefully all of it or a portion. You walk in that property the way you want it, fixed with minimal to no money out of pocket. It's absolutely amazing what you can do. For that, you can also do a 1 unit or 2 unit. So you can get your home, fixed the way you want it, using our FHA DPA product, 100% of the down payment covered, the liens paid back, debt forgiven 6 months, have the house fixed the way you want it, and oh, by the way, you can buy a 2 unit. So the moment you own a house, you will be a investor where the other unit will help pay for your living expenses. How cool is that? We also talk about our amazing programs. Really doesn't get a lot of PR in California because the list is very small of properties that are on the list. But HUD has the Good Name Next Door program. It fits right into our company's kind of mantra, proudest of those who serve, keep your community safe by providing exceptional financing. So for our Badge Broker program, HUD, the Good Name Next Door works as well. The list is very small of where the houses are, but the basic gist of how it works is you find a house on HUD list, you find a house, you are an officer, first responder, teacher, educator, you qualify as one of the qualified personnel, you can buy the house 50% off. Gotta live there for 3 years. My God, when you're done, you will have a house. Let's say a house, I found a house right now in Walnut Creek, California. It's a beautiful condo. It's on the list right now, go check it out. $900,000, it's a lot of money. But if you're an officer, an educator, or a teacher, you can buy the house for $450,000. There's also one in San Francisco on Mission Street. Can you imagine getting a house for $900,000 on Mission Street, San Francisco? At some point, it will be cleaner, it will be better, and you can say, yeah, I bought this house for $450,000. 3 years later, I'm allowed to move out, sell it, and you sell for way more than that. You can pocket all the difference. What an amazing opportunity. It is coffee, so have some coffee. I need that for my voice. So there's different ways to use the programs. The Good Name Next Door is absolutely amazing. You have to kind of check the HUD list. We have a link in our presentation for you. But really, if you're a home buyer, please connect with your realtors. Figure out what works for you. Are you in a part of the city or county or state that allows the home you want to fit in the FHA limits. Can this program work for you? Are you looking for houses that are greater than that? That's a different story. But if you see the county loan limits for FHA in your said county and city that will allow you to utilize this program, please take advantage of it. Rates are high, but in 6 months, when the debt's forgiven, you can immediately refinance. So let's say you have good credit and you can go do rate term refinance with FHA, and it's called a streamline. You can probably go from, say, rate of 8.2 to maybe rate of like 6.99 at today's market. Don't know where it's going to be in the future, but right now, that's a huge savings. Okay, so there's opportunities when you're allowed to. You can lower the cost of ownership. Get in now. The competition is less, the costs are higher, but as rates go down, competition will go up. As rates go down, values go up. Please make sure you make the right move for you and your family. Talk to a local realtor, call anyone at our company. I look forward to assisting everyone.